Hello everyone, welcome for tuning into this video. Thank you for clicking on it. This is the first of many World of Warships videos that I plan to produce and release on this channel. And eventually I'd hope to get into maybe some more technical stuff, for example ship reviews and maybe montages or something like that. But for now, I think I'll just stick to replays. So this is my first replay. It's a game that I'm fairly proud of. It's in my Neptune, and you might have noticed from the thumbnail I earned several achievements along the way and rack up a very nice damage amount. So let's get into the battle. The map is Domination, or the map is Warrior's Path Domination mode, and I've spawned over here on the west side near the A capture point. So what can the ship that I'm using is the Neptune, so what can I say about the Neptune? Well, the guns are very good. I really like the guns. You have 4 turrets of 3 6-inch guns, so 12 guns in total. They only fire armor piercing, so no fires, but they do reload in 4.5 seconds, so if anyone shows you their side, well, they might as well be dead because you will destroy their armor very, very effectively. What else does the Neptune have? Well, if you go across the bottom of the screen, we've talked about the shells. The torpedoes are also very good. You have 8 torpedoes on each side. They go out to 10 kilometers, cause a fair amount of damage. And since this is a British ship, of course, you get to single fire your torpedoes, and we'll see that in action maybe later. Not sure if I use it in this battle or not. Repair party, fairly standard cruiser repair, lasts 5 seconds. The heal is a British high tier cruiser heal, which is very, very effective, starting at the Edinburgh. You can heal like 60% of your health or something like that with a single charge. Hydroacoustic search goes out to roughly 5 kilometers, not sure exactly. And your smoke screen, which you can use to just sit in and spam your armor piercing at enemies. Now, in the Neptune you do have the option of running radar instead of smoke, but I prefer the smoke. I guess radar would be great if you were in a division with a destroyer who could provide the smoke for you. But these torpedoes have a very fast reload, only 96 seconds with my captain build. You could get it lower if you wanted to. But they're great for just throwing out there into caps, and that's exactly, you'll see the mass pop up very briefly on the screen. That's exactly why I fired those torpedoes. If a destroyer tries to get into the cap, well, he's going to have some problems with my torpedoes, and we'll see that pan out very shortly. So another peculiarity about the smokescreen is that it only blooms for about 7 seconds, and that mass is dead. That mass is definitely going to eat torpedoes, but you'll see me slowing down my ship in preparation to launch the smokescreen, because the ship doesn't slow down very effectively. There he goes. Only took 1 torpedo. So you really want to be going below 20 knots in order to slow down in time so you don't overshoot your own smokescreen. Now, I mentioned earlier that if anyone shows you their side, well, they're in trouble, and look at that. I was 6,000, I was another 5,000 on the Baltimore at a range of like 10 or 11 kilometers, which is very impressive. Now, this armor piercing also works wonders against battleships if you manage to land it in their superstructure, like this Bismarck will show. He's unspotted, so I'm just scanning around looking for targets. Now, I am kind of preoccupied about where the Baltimore is positioned. His radar goes out to 9.5 kilometers, and radar is a very effective counter against British cruisers for obvious reasons. They can see through your smoke, and everyone is able to shoot at you. You definitely don't want to get caught out by radar, so you have to be aware of that when you load in and look at the team scores. Now, continuing to just fire out the armor piercing at everyone here, you'll notice all 5 enemy battleships are actually either at the west side or traveling west, so lots of targets to pick from. When the Izumo is no longer spotted and runs behind an island, there's already a Bismarck for me to shoot at. So just very target-rich environment, and you'll see I've already racked up almost 50,000 damage. And yeah, the Baltimore is running away. His radar won't be an issue. Sorry about my phone there, I don't know if you heard it. So battleships are mostly centralized, except for the Gneisenau you'll see right around C2. He might be an issue later on. There we go, 4,000 damage. Some very good armor-piercing salvos. So the Gneisenau might be an issue if he tries to flank around, but for now I'm just happily firing away. I do have priority target, it's just that no one is aiming at me. So that's why there's no number up there. That's very nice. And my smoke did run out, so I just accelerated, but look at how much time is left until my next smoke. It's already almost reloaded, which is very nice when you run the consumable reload time flag and captain skill. There's now an Iowa that I want to angle against, which is going to be a problem. His 16-inch shells can overmatch my bow, so if they hit, they'll just ignore the armor and do massive damage. And the Gneisenau's on my side, but I know he isn't aiming at me because the Iowa just fired at me and there's only one ship aiming at me. This game was played in 0.6.9, hence the detected icon looks different than what it currently does. But once again, slowing down to 20 knots, popping the smoke screen as soon as you cross that threshold, and start to open up on the Gneisenau. Now you'll notice the weakness of the Neptune. 3 bounces and the shell shattered. There you go, there's some penetrations, but if a ship angles against you, you are really going to have a hard time damaging them. Especially a battleship. If you hit their guns, you're probably not going to do very much damage because the guns are very well armored. And if you hit the belt armor, you're probably going to bounce. You'll notice I also fired my torpedoes at where I thought he was going to go because I was expecting him to angle against the Izumo, but instead he shows his broadside to the Izumo and he turns the other way. There you go, 5,000 damage on that, 3,000 salvo before, and the Z-23 finishes him off with torpedoes before mine can even get there. Now there's about a minute left on my smoke screen, but I can't really do anything. All the targets are sailing away or behind islands or too far to reliably hit. So that's kind of a waste, but whatever. You'll also notice I popped my hydro, because when the Gneisenau turns broadside on like that, he's about to fire torpedoes. I mean, it's a dead giveaway, basically. So I'm now starting to open up on this enemy Bismarck in the distance, and the low shell velocity of the Neptune is really showing here. I'm having a tough time hitting him. Edinburgh pops up, but disappears just as quickly. So I'm just gonna try and get some more shots out on the Bismarck, and oh, friendly Scharnhorst, didn't see him there. Going to bump into him slightly. No big deal, just 3 damage, it's fine. I'm not pink anyway, so I don't get penalized. Now there are some battleships in the distance, so I have to be careful. I have to try and keep an island between myself and them, so I don't get spotted, because I'm broadside onto them. And I have been spotted. Thankfully no one's aiming at me, which is very good. I can just happily keep spamming this Bismarck. I'm getting very close to this island right in front of me though, so it's I'm not gonna have very much more time to shoot at him, as my shells are going to start running into the island. And yep, there you go. Can't hit him anymore. And the friendly Friedrich der Grosse finishes him off with fire, probably started by secondaries. Well, Benson does get spotted in the B cap point. Land a few hits on him, and I finish him off. There's my second kill. I actually got 5 penetrations on him. And enemy Kutuzov just popped up in the distance on 500 health. Wonder what happened to him. Anyway, now just waiting that 20-second cooldown for my concealment to go back to normal. And there we go. No one decided to shoot at me even though I'm in the open. And easily overmatched by their guns. But there was an Edinburgh who was also spotted in the B cap point. And I'm going in to help my team finish him off. There he is. My game says I'm targeting the Baltimore, but I'm really using my torpedo lead indicator to see what the Edinburgh is doing. At the moment I think he's sitting behind the island. But he is going to pop up very soon, and if you needed more convincing that British cruiser armor is weak, just look at this guy and look at how fast his health just disappears as he pops up in front of 2 battleships and a destroyer. Look at that, he's already almost down to half health. There he is. I've started opening up on him now that he's around the island. Even though he's angled, I'm doing fairly good damage to him with that 3,000. And I think he's trying to heal some of it back up, but there he goes, and he's dead. Not paying too much attention here, run into the friendly Friedrich, and I'm spotted broadside on in front of a Izumo with his 16-inch guns. I basically have to pop my smoke screen, and at the same time, I give my friendly battleship some cover. And he says, thank you. Sorry about that. And then afterwards, he even apologizes for running into me, which is actually my bad. Being Canadian, I apologize right back. But enemy Izumo on top of an island, and this is another element of the low shell velocity. You can arc your shells over islands, something that a lot of cruisers wouldn't do. Look at how high that flight trajectory is. And oh, Baltimore popped up. I tell my team to shoot at him if possible, because his radar would be very bad for my health and that of my friendly battleship. But still, on what little superstructure the Izumo has, I'm still doing some very decent damage. I'm not struggling too much to land these shells. He isn't moving very much. There's another 3,000. You'll notice I've already broken 105,000. And I got my Confederate on the Izumo. There's 4,000, which is very nice. See, if a battleship shows either side, no matter what battleship it is, they're in trouble. And friendly Scharnhorst died, unfortunately, due to Bismarck shells as he was trying to enter my smoke. And the Izumo is moving up behind the island, and I decide that I should go south, leave the Friedrich with what's left of my smoke screen, and help out fighting this Baltimore, and the full health Iowa has just popped up around the side of that island. And in just a few seconds you'll see me pull off a map trick. There it is. Just getting a view over those islands to confirm that there was in fact smoke there. Enemy Iowa takes out our Chapayev, but Z-23 takes out the Baltimore with torpedoes. And it's only going to be 15 more seconds before my next smoke screen, and I'll be able to start opening up on this Iowa. Now the Izumo north of me, I'm not sure if he's behind an island, or if he's actually in open water. Looks like he's behind an island for now, but I actually make a mistake here. I'm not paying attention, not paying as much attention as I should be, and I do get spotted by the Izumo, roughly 8 kilometers from him, and I'm 10 kilometers from an Iowa. This is not good. So, emergency brake, panic smoke. There it is. And the Iowa has not taken any damage, which means he is fully, he isn't saturated at all. He has all of his health left to lose, so I'm going to get some very successful salvos in there. Look at that, 7,000 damage. Very impressive. There is a fire on me set by presumably the Friedrich secondaries. There's another 7,000 gone in just a matter of seconds. Broken 140,000, about to break 150,000. There is a fire, but of course Neptune heal is very, very strong, so I'm not too worried about it. And oh, that's 12,900. That's a shell from the Izumo that hit my Citadel. And I do have Hydro active in an attempt to spot the Izumo, but it doesn't have enough range. My Freddy, though, my Friedrich, does have Hydro, and I think it goes out to 5.8 kilometers. So he'll definitely be in range of the Izumo. So I tell him in chat, use your Hydro, and he immediately responds. I also call him out using the quick commands, and he says okay. And there we go, there's the Izumo. Now I'm already moving, because there is the Bismarck Hydro about to spot me, so I want to get out of this situation. And I spread my torpedoes around because I only need to land 2 to hit him, or to kill him. So no use stacking them all in one spot where you could dodge them. and opening up fire now as well. And it's at this point that an enemy Kuchezov pops up. Yes, the one at 500 health. And I turn my guns as fast as they can. My torpedoes land on the Izumo, get my high caliber and my 4th kill. And the shells land on the Kuchezov, which is my Kraken, my double strike. That's 5 kills and 183,000 damage. Bismarck is facing off against 2 tier 9 battleships. He's not long for this world either. So, here we go. Let's look at the post-battle results. You'll see 280,000 credits earned, almost 500 shell hits, which is just goes to show the immense rate of fire on this ship, and 5 heroic achievements, or 3 heroic achievements and 2 honorable ones. Topped the team, of course, with around 2,300 base XP, although the enemy Baltimore did do a pretty good job as well. And friendly Friedrich, I mean, all their ships basically got very good results in the end. Moving on now to the detailed report, you'll see that Izumo kept showing me his side. I did 64,000 damage to him. All my other kills didn't do very much damage, but I still got the kills anyway. Some destroyers. There was also the Iowa I did 40,000 damage to. Didn't take very much damage, only 33,000. So I've been pretty evasive, pretty stealthy over the course of the match. The VLC battleships, lots of damage. The Baltimore also, in the brief period that I was shooting at him, 13,000 damage. And now credits and XP. Well, the tier 9 ships are very expensive to place, only 95,000 credit profit, and I wasn't running any flags in particular, so only 3,400 experience. Well, that's been my Neptune replay. I hope you really enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.